Last, we're going to look at number 10 and number 11, which is applying simplifying radicals to area of a figure. Now, the first thing we have to figure out is how do I find the area of such figures. So the first one I'm looking at is a triangle. To get the area of a triangle, I do base times height divided by 2. So given this information, I would take this number, multiply it by this, and then divide by 2. So I would do 4 square root 2 times 3 square root 50 all over 2. Again, numbers inside the square root signs have to be combined together, which would be 2 and 50. So that would make the square root of 100 be our inside value. Outside, I have 4 times 3, which results in 12, all being divided by 2. So then here I can say that my square root of 100 is 10. So I have 12 times 10 divided by 2. Well, 12 times 10 is 120. And 120 divided by 2 will give me a final answer of 60 as the area of this triangle. Now the very last question here is square root 98 and 5 square root 27. Well, the area for a rectangle is going to be length times width. So I'm taking this value and multiplying this value. So I would do the square root of 98 times 5 square root 27. From here, I could either multiply it and then go simpler, or I can go simpler to make my numbers a little easier to manage, because once I do 98 times 27, I'm going to get a very large number. So instead, my best bet is to simplify from here first and then multiply the two terms together. Well, the square root of 98 is the same as saying square root of 49 times the square root of 2, because 49 times 2 would equal 98. Then I can go further to say that the square root of 49 is 7. So this square root of 98 simplified would be 7 square root 2. And then 27, the square root of 27 can be simplified as the square root of 9 times the square root of 3. The square root of 9 can be simplified as 3. So then I would have 5 times 3, which is 15 square root 3. Then I take my two terms, 7 square root 2, 15 square root 3, and I would multiply them together because my formula was length times width. Again, numbers outside of our square root sign can be combined, numbers inside can be combined, but I cannot cross over. So I would do 7 times 15, which is 105, and then I would do 2 times 3 and keep it inside of our square root sign, square root 6. So our final answer for this rectangle is 105 square root 6.